Hello, and welcome to the Gamers Table. Well, Gamers Smaller Table. So, studio gone, hold. Just, you know what? We don't need to deal with that. We're going to deal with some new stuff today. And the new stuff is right here. This is the M3D, the Micro3D printer. So I picked this up fairly inexpensive, and it's supposed to be a home consumer-friendly 3D printer. When they shipped it, it came here in 2 days. Now I'm up in Canada, so it was not a quick ship. It was a distance, and it got here 2 days, which I was really impressed with. Duty and exchange, well, welcome to governments having to get in our business. Anyway, so it got here, opened it up, took everything out. You can see some footage here of me doing that. This is, well, you're going to see in a minute as we carve open the box. Inside the box is, did you get a clue yet? And a bubble wrap, nothing. Inside the box is a slightly smaller box. I'm sure everything that's supposed to be there is there. Got a clue now what it's going to be? And we're going to open this up. Find a power adapter, a USB cable, and a bunch more bubble wrap. I don't recall ordering bubble wrap. Why'd they give me a whole box of it? Haha, that was almost funny. Okay, and I've got that taped down too. We're getting closer to actually seeing what we've got. Floor is getting covered with garbage. I just cleaned up. Yep, we'll get that off after. There we go. That's right, it is the Micro3D 3D printer. And after taking everything apart, setting it all up, getting it to go, trying to print with it, issues. I wasn't able to get anything to completely print. It would shift for a reason. It would go off for... I mean, the idea of making 3D models, creating them myself in a 3D program, and then printing out things that I've designed was really appealing to me. So that's one of the reasons I got it. I plan to, the Gamers Table. Of course, I'm going to be making dice. I'm going to be making little figures for board games. I'm going to be making accessories for games. That's one of the reasons I got it. The main reason I got it. I didn't want to get a printer to be printing busts of Yoda and stuff like that. I wanted it to be useful. Otherwise, what's the point? To that end, I have been trying and trying and trying. I had some fails, and then I got this, which is a 20 millimeter calibration cube. It's just a cube, and this was printed in the 3D Tough ink. It's probably close to like Ninja Flex or something like that, but this one, look at this. Squish it up into a ball, and it gets its shape back. That's one of the big things about Tough ink. And I chose the clear because I figured you could paint it, or you could leave it, or you could put lights in it, LEDs. There's a lot of options if I chose the clear. This came out, and then again, I couldn't get anything to print, and I couldn't figure out why. I got onto the forums, and I'm asking question after question over this and that, the other thing. I figured out the calibration, which in another video I will show you how to do the proper calibration on this thing. Something that really it would be nice if it did by default on its own all the time, but I will show you the way that they suggest on the forums that you should do it. After I did that calibration, I did a 15 millimeter die. Okay, excuse my horrible paint job, but I just did it so I could see the numbers. And this is actually in ABS. It's hollow, so it's a little lighter than I want a die to be, but it rolls, it is square, you can read all the numbers. I mean, obviously, cubes were a good thing, so I went from that and jumped up to an 18 millimeter cube with a little more infill, a little more solid. This is back to the tough ink. And again, you know, it rolls, it worked out good. My rounded corners came out. On this one, it's sharp corners, and the corners are really sharp. And I was having issues, and I wanted to find out what they were about. So I saw some people talking on the forums that sounds similar to what I am having, and it was an X stepper motor issue. And so another morning, I was trying to calibrate it, getting ready to try some more prints, because I've got some really neat things that I want to print off. Life counters for magic, that sort of thing that I've designed. Yeah, I love it that I can design it myself, and all of a sudden there's a thing that I designed in my head, and it's a real object. Anyway, that's very cool, really. So I grabbed one of the cameras and filmed it and did stuff like, okay, this is supposed to go to home. When it goes to home, it's supposed to be about this high in the air, but the print head should be here in the center. Here we go. It should be here in the center. And mine was showing up at the one edge all the time instead. This head should be over here. I don't know if you can see the head very well, probably. I recorded that and did a couple other tests. Move it to this corner, move it to that corner, which is part of the calibration you're supposed to do. It wasn't doing it, so I sent off to Micro3D and say, hey, this is what's going on. I'm pretty sure it's a bad X motor. And then they asked me a follow-up question, which is, does the head bind when the power is turned off, or can you move it? And the head won't move at all when the power's off. So I said, yeah, that's a bad X motor. We'll send you a replacement. Free of charge. It's on its way now. It's in the mail. So I will really soon be able to report on how this thing actually prints. I mean, the stuff that I have managed to get it to do, I'm real happy with. I'm happy now. Anyway, this one came out great. I mean, again, excuse my horrible paint job on it. I was just doing a quick job so you could actually see the numbers. But, you know, with the thicker infill, because I like dies to have a little more weight to them than these do. But this is with the tough ink, and when it's printed thicker, you'll see it doesn't squish anymore. Whereas, like I said, this one that's printed really thin does squish, which is it's kind of a cool material. I'm glad I've got it. It's great. And the spools are really not expensive coming from M3D. I was happy about that as well. There's been some really good things. What I've got out of it so far, I think it is a really solid product. It's not the fastest printer in the world, but if you're getting this, you're not looking for a fast printer. You're looking to get your feet wet, to dive into the 3D world, 3D printing world, but not break the bank. And this will do that for you. And I've got to say, their support is really good. You know, if there's a problem with it, you give them the symptoms. They would come up with a cure. They might ask you to try a couple things, but they're really good about standing behind the product they make, which is, you know, that's what you're looking for. So, and wait for the next video so I can really show you after it's got the new motor in what this thing can do, but I'm cautiously optimistic. And to address the concerns that some people have had, are you going to see any more of Show X, being, you know, whether there's the Gamers Table Independent, Cooking with Craig, or did you read the book? Oh, here I am. So it's an unqualified maybe. I can say that there is an episode of Cooking with Craig already shot that I'm working on the final edit for right now. As to the other shows, only time will tell, but thanks for asking about that, and I'm doing okay, and hopefully I'll see you again soon.